Okay, so now in this video we will study displacement reactions. Displacement, the word itself tells that something is displaced by the other thing. Clear? So here in displacement reaction, what we are going to study is an ion or the element in one compound is displaced by another ion or element in uncombined form. This is very important. So one element is it is present in the compound form, but the other element is in a free state. So the element which is in a free state will displace the element from the compound. Clear? So this is called displacement reaction. So it is also a redox reaction. Clear? The element which are exchanged or which are displaced, they will undergo change in oxidation state. So here displacement reactions are of two types. One is a metal displacement reaction and the other is a non-metal displacement reaction. Metal displacement reaction means one metal is displaced by the other. So this type of displacement reactions are important in metallurgy in order to get pure metal. Clear? So the one metal which is obtained in the compound form, it is reacted with some other more reactive metal, so that more reactive metal will form its own compound and it will free the metal which is already present in the compound form. Clear? So metal displacement reactions, they are useful in metallurgy to obtain pure metal. Now we'll take the example. Copper sulfate, CuSO4 aqueous, means we have taken the solution of copper sulfate and into that zinc is added. Clear? So zinc here is more reactive than copper. So it will displace copper from its compound and it will form its own sulfate. So it is called displacement. Clear? So copper sulfate, in copper sulfate solution, if we keep zinc rod, then copper will set free and zinc sulfate will be obtained. Now here, in order to justify that this metal displacement reaction is a redox reaction, so it is compulsory to assign oxidation states. So here in copper sulfate, copper is in +2 oxidation state, sulfur +6 and oxygen -2. Zinc is in 0 oxidation state because it is in elemental form. Now here on the product side, copper is in elemental form, so it is in 0 oxidation state. So copper has undergone reduction from +2 to 0. Clear? Then sulfur, when the zinc is converted to zinc sulfate, then in zinc sulfate Zn is +2. Here on the reactant side, Zn is in 0 oxidation state, but in the product it is in +2 oxidation state, means zinc has undergone oxidation. Clear? Sulfur, here on both the sides, reactant as well as products, sulfur is in +6 oxidation state and oxygen in -2 oxidation state. So here sulfur and oxygen are those elements which are not undergoing either oxidation or reduction. There is no change in their oxidation state. Clear? So only copper and zinc are the metals which are undergoing oxidation or reduction. So here zinc, it displaces copper from its compound. So you can see an ion or the element in one compound. So here copper in this compound is displaced by another ion or element in uncombined form. So here zinc is in a free state. It is not in a compound form. Clear? So this displacement reaction is a redox reaction. Similarly, Cr2O3 plus 2Al. Generally, in the metallurgical process, when we obtain, after oxidation reaction or after reduction reaction, when we obtain metal in the oxide form, then from that oxide, it is always mandatory to obtain metal in a free form. So here, chromium trioxide, Cr2O3, it is reacted with aluminium. So aluminium is more reactive than chromium. Aluminium has more affinity for oxygen compared to chromium. So aluminium will combine with oxygen and it will form its own oxide and chromium will be set free. Clear? So here in chromium oxide, chromium is in +3 oxidation state, oxygen -2. Aluminium is in uncombined form, free form, so it is in 0 oxidation state. Clear? When this is heated, then aluminium oxide is formed, in which aluminium is in +3 oxidation state. So here in the reactant aluminium is 0, but in Al2O3 aluminium is in +3 oxidation state. So there is increase in the positive charge of aluminium, means aluminium is undergoing oxidation. So it is undergoing oxidation, it itself is increasing its positive charge, it itself is getting oxidized, but it reduces here chromium. So chromium, which was in +3 oxidation state, now on the product side it is in 0 oxidation state. So chromium has undergone reduction. Who has carried out this reduction? Aluminium. Clear? So aluminium is undergoing oxidation, means it is a reducing agent. Chromium is undergoing reduction, means it is oxidizing agent. So chromium oxidizes aluminium and aluminium reduces chromium. It is like that. Clear? So as I told you in the previous lecture that oxidation and reduction are complementary reactions. They cannot occur without each other. Clear? So they always occur simultaneously. So here when aluminium undergoes oxidation, at the same time chromium undergoes reduction. So this is the redox reaction. Clear? Here aluminium displaces chromium. So it is a displacement reaction. Third example, TiCl4, titanium chloride, when it is reacted with magnesium. Compared to titanium, magnesium is more reactive. So here magnesium will form its own chloride and it will set free the titanium. So here in titanium chloride, titanium is in +4 oxidation state. Clear? It is in +4 oxidation state. So titanium +4 and chloride -1, magnesium 0, titanium here it is 0, magnesium +2 and chloride -1. So chloride is not undergoing any reaction. Its oxidation state remains same. Clear? Titanium from +4 to 0 and magnesium from 0 to +2. So magnesium is undergoing oxidation. So magnesium is a reducing agent. Clear? It reduces titanium. So titanium here is undergoing reduction. So it is oxidizing agent. So titanium oxidizes magnesium and magnesium reduces titanium. So metal displacement reactions are easy reactions. They have metallurgical importance. Another type of displacement reaction is non-metal. Non-metal means we can take hydrogen or oxygen or halogen. These are all non-metals. Clear? So in non-metal displacement reaction, again we have 4 different types. First, alkali or alkaline earth metals. They are highly reactive elements. Clear? So in the periodic table, among all metals, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, means the first group element and the second group element, they are very reactive. So they can react even with cold water. So when these metals are reacted with cold water, they will displace hydrogen from water. So hydrogen will set free. Clear? Now hydrogen is a non-metal. Clear? So here metal is displacing non-metal. So this is non-metal displacement. Who is displaced? Non-metal is displaced from its compound. So here example, sodium, which is alkali metal, when it is reacted with cold water, so from water it will displace hydrogen in the form of hydrogen gas. Clear? So here you can see sodium is in 0 oxidation state because in elemental form. In water, hydrogen +1, oxygen -2. Clear? When sodium combines with water, it will form its own hydroxide, that is NaOH. Now in NaOH, sodium remains same, +1 oxidation state. Oxygen also remains same, -2 oxidation state. And hydrogen also remains same, that is +1 oxidation state. But when hydrogen gas is released, it is in 0 oxidation state. So here sodium is undergoing oxidation from 0 to +1. Here means it is this sodium is undergoing oxidation, and here from water hydrogen is undergoing reduction. So sodium reduces hydrogen and hydrogen oxidizes sodium. Clear? So this is non-metal displacement. Metal is involved, but from the compound non-metal is displaced, that is hydrogen is displaced. There are some metals. See, another example is of calcium, which is alkaline earth metal. So when it reacts with cold water, it reacts in the same manner. Hydrogen gas is released. So non-metal is displaced. But when we have less reactive metal, for example, magnesium and iron, these are considered as a less reactive metal compared to alkali and alkaline earth metals. Clear? So they cannot react with cold water. So they will react with steam, means hot water. Clear? So here, for example, iron, when it is heated with water, we get iron oxide, that is Fe2O3, and hydrogen gas is released. So non-metal is released, non-metal is displaced. So here iron is a metal, but it displaces non-metal from its compound. Clear? So here as we have written that iron or the element from its compound is displaced by another ion or element which is in uncombined form, means a free state. So here iron from water, it displaces hydrogen. Clear? You can see iron here in elemental form is in zero oxidation state. In water, hydrogen +1, oxygen -2. When Fe2O3 is formed, iron is in +3 oxidation state, means there is oxidation of iron. There is increase in the positive charge of iron. So iron is undergoing oxidation, means iron is a reducing agent. Clear? Oxygen -2, it remains same in water as well as iron oxide, and in H2 hydrogen is in elemental form, so it is in zero oxidation state. In water hydrogen was +1, but in H2 gas it is in zero oxidation state. So there is a reduction, there is a decrease in the positive charge of hydrogen. So here hydrogen from water is undergoing reduction. And who brought about this reduction? Iron. So iron reduces hydrogen and hydrogen oxidizes iron. Clear? So one is oxidizing agent, the other is a reducing agent. Clear? But there are some other metals which cannot react with cold water, or they cannot even react with steam. Clear? So here such metals are cadmium and tin. These are the metals which cannot react with cold water, which cannot react even with steam. Clear? But here the example given is of zinc. This metal, means some metals when they don't react with water or steam, cold water or steam, then if they react with acid, then from acid they will displace hydrogen. So from acid, non-metallic element, that is hydrogen, is displaced. So this is very common reaction. Any metal when reacted with acid, it will liberate hydrogen gas. Clear? So zinc when reacted with 2 moles of hydrochloric acid, then zinc chloride is formed and H2 gas is liberated. Here zinc is in zero oxidation state in HCl, H +1, chloride -1. When ZnCl2 is formed, Zn +2 and chloride -1. But hydrogen gas, it is in zero oxidation state. So here you can see zinc from 0 to +2, so it is undergoing oxidation. Hydrogen from +1 to 0, means it is undergoing reduction. Clear? So here zinc is a reducing agent and hydrogen is oxidizing agent. Remember one thing, metals undergo oxidation, so they are reducing agents. Non-metals undergo reduction, and that is why they are oxidizing agents. Clear? So here zinc is a metal, so it is a reducing agent. Hydrogen is a non-metal, so it is oxidizing agent. Clear? Okay. Now these are the reaction in which hydrogen is displaced from its compound. But other than hydrogen, there are non-metallic elements like halogen and dioxygen. So they can also be displaced. So here displacement of one halogen by another halogen. It is like metal displacement. One metal displaces the other metal. So the highly reactive metal will displace the less reactive metal from its compound. So here also highly reactive halogen will displace less reactive halogen from its compound. So it is halogen displacement reaction. Halogen is also non-metal. So one halogen displaces the other. So example Cl2, dichlorine. When it is reacted with 2 kBr aqueous, potassium bromide, its aqueous solution is taken. Whenever one halogen is to be displaced by another halogen, then we have to take aqueous solution. So here KBr, aqueous solution of it is taken. So this chlorine will displace bromine. Clear? So here chlorine has more attraction for potassium, so it can form its compound with potassium very easily, and that is why it will displace bromine. So Cl2 plus 2 KBr, it gives Br2 plus 2 KCl. So from KBr, this halogen, that is bromine, is displaced. So one halogen has displaced the other halogen. Clear? So in chlorine, zero oxidation state. In KBr, K plus 1, Br minus 1. When Br2 is formed, Br2 is 0, and in KCl, 1 is plus 1 and the other is minus 1. So here you can see chlorine from 0 to minus 1. So chlorine has reduced. It has undergone reduction. किसने किया इसका ये reduction? तो bromine ने. So bromine in KBr, bromide ion, clear, is a reducing agent. And here chlorine, you can see from KBr, Br from minus 1 to 0, means bromide ion has undergone oxidation. Clear? So here chlorine is oxidizing agent and bromide ion is a reducing agent. Clear? So there is a change in the oxidation number, and so this reaction is also a redox reaction. Clear? Though there is no change in the oxidation number of potassium, but doesn't matter. Clear? Chlorine and bromine, they have change in their oxidation state. Clear? So this is also the redox reaction. It is a displacement reaction and it is a non-metal displacement reaction. Means one halogen is displacing the other halogen. Clear? But here you can see, in order to displace bromine from its compound, I have used chlorine. Now in halogen, we have 4 different types of halogen: F2, Cl2, Br2 and I2. Clear? So Cl2 can be used to displace Br, Br2 can be used to displace iodine. But F2 cannot be used to displace any of these 3 halogens. This can be asked in 1 mark question. Why? Because fluorine is a highly reactive halogen. Clear? And as I told you, when one halogen has to displace another halogen from the compound, then that compound must be in aqueous form. So if fluorine is used to displace any of these halogen present in their compound from their aqueous solution, then fluorine being highly reactive, it will directly attack water. We are taking aqueous solution. So in that aqueous solution, water is present. So fluorine, instead of reacting with another halogen, instead of displacing another halogen, it will attack water and it will displace oxygen from water. So this reaction is not useful if we want to displace chlorine, bromine or iodine from their compound with the help of fluorine. So fluorine is not used in the displacement reaction of halogen. Clear? Why? Because it can react with water itself, and from water it will displace another non-metallic element, that is oxygen. Clear? So though this is a redox reaction, it is also a displacement reaction, but it is not feasible if we want to displace any halogen like chlorine, bromine or iodine from their compound with the help of fluorine. Okay? So this is the reason. So fluorine directly attacks water, and from water it will displace oxygen in the form of dioxygen. So here you can see water H is +1, oxygen -2, fluorine elemental form, so 0. It will form HF, that is hydrogen fluoride. So in that hydrogen is +1, fluorine -1, and oxygen is 0. So here oxygen has undergone oxidation. -2 to 0. So it has undergone oxidation. Fluorine has undergone reduction from 0 to -1. Clear? So fluorine is undergoing reduction, so it is oxidizing agent. So fluorine is oxidizing oxygen and oxygen is reducing fluorine. Clear? So that way you can remember. So with this, displacement reactions are over. Clear? Now in the next video, we will focus on disproportionation reaction. Till then, have a nice time. Thank you very much.